So I thought maybe today I could say something with a little bit more meaning, possibly than yesterday. And a poem came to me I wanted to share. And then I'll talk more after. We call it Spellbreaker. It goes like this: Dielectric sun, magnetic moon. We exist in the ether. There is no spoon. Dielectric sun, magnetic moon. The earth is flat and does not move. Dielectric sun, magnetic moon. The Most High's law is the only rule. I like that. So anyway, today now being 22 days since the physical allegorical destruction of my temple, so to speak, with this happening, and 22 being referenced as a master builder's number. You ever heard that before? I came across that myself. What about 1111? You ever see that pop up a lot? I did too back in the day, and then I had to find some meaning. I wanted to find some meaning to it. 1111 being 22, master builder's number. So for me, what about that? What about that 1111? Well, to me, I look at that as really the pillars of consciousness. So, first pillars, the base pillars of consciousness being logic and creativity. The left brain logic, right brain creativity. The way the left brain analyzes the world and defines it, the way the right brain perceives it and pictures. Those two pillars need to come together to form reason. Problem in this society, problem with me anyway, how I was brought up and taught in this society, I was taught incorrect knowledge and shown an incorrect image on how I should perceive reality in so many compartmentalized ways, shapes, and forms. That is the little mind control. Well, that's the pillars, so to speak. And for pillars 1111, well, you can make a square, a foundation or whatever. But I'm talking about now the 22, like 22 divided by 7 leading to pi, and the circle leading to that number being infinite and infinitude. But recognize anything in the solid world, because this is physical and metaphysical, intertwined, like dielectric and magnetic being energy intertwined in the ether. So that's the place I'm speaking from to try and tie things together from a central point in the core of me from things I came to find. Now back to those pillars. What I came to find for me, find and then define within me pillars of higher consciousness, which I did not operate by for almost 4 decades while I was under mind control. I did not have that ability or this ability to define higher pillars of consciousness within me, which then became the self-defense principle, more left brain associated in the physical world, the martial type of thing, but self-defense for defense, not offense, aligned with the non-aggression principle of the right brain, that perception of reality, to not want to cause harm because do not want harm visited upon me. It takes a lot of putting together within oneself, at least it did for me, to get that. And going back to that poem, I can't say what the sun or the moon is. I'm not the creator. So I use those words specifically on purpose to talk about the two major types, or the two intertwined types of energy. That is energy, the dielectric and the magnetic being its field existing in the ether. That's why I said it the way I did. And for a lot of other deeper reasons that folk can put together on their own or already have. For me, I recognize that those are the heavens above that I can observe. I can't know what that is, and can't get there, but I can observe it. But then for down here, I recognize, like with the end where I said the Most High's law, because that is what I came to find, the law of morality, not the unnatural version being pushed by the whole one world religion, no high laws, all this. Not that false version, but morality that can be found in the heart, knowing and feeling morality. Goodness and good behavior and what it brings, and to not cause harm, and to not cause harm to self or other. And it's that. the golden rule, so to speak, or that spiritual gold, so to speak, that one can find in oneself with enough reflection and work inside. But like I've said in past videos, that takes getting the toxins out first. And like I said in previous videos, I spent way too long full of toxins to even realize any of these things. And it destroyed me. And it destroyed my family. And I couldn't protect and care for my family properly because I didn't know what I was doing. I was just wearing a costume in the system as part of the system, hurting others for a paycheck, for money, an idea created by others. So it's a belief system. And it's based on usury, a false exchange of energy, of all our energies, to enslave ourselves and each other on beliefs we were taught, from beliefs we were taught. And we can all know better. So maybe these words, I hope, came out a little bit more clear, maybe a little bit more concise, and maybe that can go along with, it's been 22 days now for me, so maybe to try and, going back to that whole master builder number, and to try and build something better, build something anew with words alone, without violence. It does not take violence. Violence is the problem. If enough know and feel that within them, in their heart, and they turn their backs on the actors and the Pied Pipers that have led them, the false authority figures they've been taught to trust, all of us will just decide to turn this around and do it the right way and stop harming ourselves and each other. That takes all the corporations stop producing all the harmful food, drink, chemicals. It takes all the governments and militaries to realize what they're a part of and to stop that. The literal meaning of the word government means control mind. It does. I served that proudly. Others cheered me on. What I came to find is we were all wrong. And it's just that simple. It's a hard pill to swallow, so to speak, but admitting that and taking responsibility is exactly what each of us needs to do, recognize and realize, so the costumes can be taken off, all the weapons can be put down. And we stop using each other for our own gain or greed or destructive purposes or whatever, because that's what's going on. What's this wearing? What's this I'm wearing on my head? You might have wondered. And I'll just talk about that real quick, because I don't like to push any kind of product or anything, but it makes a good point. Something my wife found and ordered off the internet. She was looking for clothing that protects from the electromagnetic frequencies, from radiation, ionizing and non-ionizing radiation that's emitted by all the Wi-Fi and antennas and all this stuff we're surrounded and inundated by. What she came across was this. This material is 75% spandex, 25% silver, to block these harmful frequencies. I thought, where she found it is produced by a company in China, maternity line of clothing to protect mothers and unborn babies, maybe because they only allow one child at a time, so they don't want the child totally destroyed right from the start. So they have protective clothing to shield them from the ionizing, non-ionizing radiation damage, at least a bit. At least that's where my wife found this. Here, they just don't want folk to know what's going on. I do. I want everyone to know what all this stuff is going on. It's ridiculous, and it takes flipping switches to stop the propagation of these harmful frequencies. For them to be turned off, retooled into a way to operate on non-harmful frequency bands. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, because, well, the whole space thing's fake anyway. It goes to that line in there about the Earth being flat and does not move. Of course, it moves sometimes with earthquakes, but it's flat. It doesn't move. Heavens rotate above us. We can see that, and everyone can see that. It's what I came to find was really easy to prove to myself with my own eyes. The whole curvature model is wrong. It's flat. You can see way further. And then thinking back, I recognized, well, the long distances I had seen my whole life and still just went right along with all the beliefs I was told, because I was so fractured inside and never thought to look deeper, and I didn't have the ability to. So I guess that's enough for now. I started fast talking there, but it's important, the stuff that's harming us. And I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, all the different things. And it's all just being done because folks think they got to go out and get money. And a lot of folks don't even know they're hurting other folks just by producing the things they're producing or doing the things they're doing. I didn't either. Like I should have. But I learned from my mistakes. And like I tried to say before, it's better late than never. So thank you for listening. And I'll leave it there for now.